Hey guys, Lolie here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create these really cute Pac Man Ghosts. If you ever played Pac Man before, you would always know that there's ghosts in them, and they try to like go behind you and sneak up on you and try to get you killed and everything. But there's a certain fruit that you can eat and they turn blue, like completely dark blue, and that Pac Man could just eat them and get on with the next level. In the process of making these, I found out you need 7 full bar pins, which is close to 3 looms. I will be showing how to create this on 1 loom. That's going to be my next video, so if anybody wants to create it on 1 loom, please stay tuned. I will make another video for that 1 loom. And yeah, these are really cute, and let's just jump right into this. If you do have those 3 looms to do the full 7 bar pin ones, you're gonna have to do the setup that I have here. It's just a regular 3 here, just like a regular loom in the rectangle position. Then you're going to have the 2 staggered ones and on both sides. Alright, so to actually get started, you really can't see these first 3 pins here because it's actually hitting the camera stand. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lift up the camera a little bit more and push this down. So if it is a little bit wobbly, I'm sorry. I'm only working with 1 hand now since I'm holding the camera stand. I'm going to be using olive green, I believe it's called. I'm not too sure about that. Definitely doesn't look olive green on the camera, but this is olive green, and you're just going to take just 3 of whatever color and just place it on these first 3 pins here. You're actually going to use these as slip knots in order to complete the whole look. I'll show you here. This bump right here, I did not hide this slip knot very well since you can see the bumps, but there's going to be 3 slip knots here, and we're going to twist them all into one in order to hide it in the ghost, so you have more of a curved edge. This one I didn't do properly, but the red one's my first one that I created, and you could see it has that nice perfect roundness to it. So I'm going to show you how to do that once we're done creating the whole ghost itself. So let's go back to the loom, sorry. You're just going to, this is all double banded, just as a reminder. I don't know if I said that, but this is all double banded. You're going to take 2 bands, you're going to go just down 1 on these 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 bands from this peg and stretch it to this peg. Mind you, I'm only working with 1 hand, so if this looks really bad, sorry. This is only for this first part, because for the other parts I could just let the stand go and I'll catch everything else since it's lower in the loom. And then you're just going to take, you're going to go from this peg to this peg. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go down 1 here. Basically from here to here you're going to go down 1. This in total would be 5. So let me do this with you real quick. See, so there's 1. Watching actually from the beginning, you would know that I was actually holding my camera stand, but now since we're down to this part, I don't have to hold it anymore, as you can see it perfectly here. What we're going to do now is we're going to go from this peg here and we're going to stretch 2 bands to this peg. Here, let me show you. We're going to go from here to here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so from here to here. Then you're going to go down 1 all the way across. We're just working with 7 pegs going across, so we should be good for this part. What you're going to do is you're going to take your color, you're going to go down 1 on the side. You're going to take, I'm going to switch to white now, put 1 white there, right there. Remember, this is all double banded, so what I mean by one is actually 2 bands. Because everybody knows double banded is 2 bands, and in my mind this becomes one big band. So that's why I call this one, just in case if there is a confusion. I'm sorry about that. Then you're going to switch back to your main color. Then you're going to switch to your white. Then you're going to switch back to your main color. Then of course push the bands down so you have a level. Okay, you're going to go back to your regular color. Going to switch to your white. Then you're going to get 2 blacks and just go right there. Then switch to your regular color. White. Then 2 blacks. Then back to your regular color. Now this part is a really easy part if you understand the pattern. You're gonna go 4, you're gonna go down 4 on this end part. Then you're going to go down 3, then 4, then 3, then 4, then 3, then 4. So it's 4 on the outsides, 3, 1 in. Basically you're gonna go down 3 on the next peg, full peg in. Then the next full peg in, you're gonna go 4. Then the middle, you're gonna go down 3. Probably just confused you guys. I'm sorry. Just keep on watching. You'll see what I'm talking about. If you did this correctly and you actually did not get confused, you will have 4 pegs. These 4 pegs here, these are the going 4 down. So what you're going to do on these 4 pegs, which is 2 here and then the 2 in the middle here, you're just going to take 1 band and create a cap band on them. But you're going to wrap it around twice, which gives you 3 rings. Those cap bands down. What I like to use for the connector bands is clear, but you can use any color. That's really the base color. You want the connector bands to be hidden, so when somebody is actually like looking at the creation itself, you know, you can't see the connector bands unless you actually like stretch it apart. Then you can see the connector bands. See, I use clear here, but when you're just showing it like this, you really can't see the connector bands. Even on the sides, it's very well hidden. So you can use either clear or the color in which the ghost you are making. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be skipping this whole part here. We're actually starting here, which is 3 pegs up. Just going to take your band and stretch it across all those pegs. Yes, it's going to be very tight, so make sure that when you're stretching it, you don't overstretch it to the point that it pops. You want to make sure that it's just securely on the loom itself. You don't want to take the band and then go, oh, I'm going to stretch it. No, you're just going to take the band, place it on the peg, and then just gently stretch it. Now when you're getting to the second part, there's only going to be 2 pegs. You're just going to pull that band over the 2 pegs, because in the next row there's 5 pegs since it is in a staggered position. Just a reminder to make sure that when you are using the bands, your loom is going to bow in the middle. meaning if you could like look on the side, you can see that you're really not seeing it straight down. These two base plates you can see here are actually bubbling up, which means that it's actually trying to loosen the loom itself. So make sure that when you're doing this, you're actually doing it on a flat surface, so when it does bubble, like the sides do curl up, you at least have that stability. You can see here, you can see it moving back and forth. You have that stability in which when you're looming up, you actually can release the tension at certain parts, so your loom won't collapse on you while creating this. What to do is you're actually going to create a trapezoid, which is just encasing these two pegs along with these three. Gives it a trapezoid look, and you're just going to do that up here as well for that trapezoid look. Make sure it's on the pegs and not falling off. Alright, now it's time for the looming process. What you're going to do is that for the ends here, specifically for these two ends, you're going to loom all the way up to here. You're not going to loom past here yet because you also have to loom this here. These bands that create the oval, well, the round shape to it. You cannot pull these bands up until this middle part, these two middle parts, are loomed all the way up. I'll just show you. So now since we loomed up the sides, what we're going to do is we're going to work on these two inner rows here, and we're going to loom all the way up. When you get up here, this is the part I was telling you about. You're going to want to go through this end peg and pick up those two bands that create this diagonal, and you're going to place it up here. Now what you can do now is you can actually take this piece off the loom. You're going to do the same thing on this side. Now we're going to be dealing with these two rows. You're just going to loom all the way up. So when you get up here, what you're actually going to do is you're actually going to take the diagonal band and you're going to loom it here first. Then you're going to go down here and pick up that last band and place it on there. Now don't forget, we also placed a loose band at the top. So you just want to pick up that loose band at the top, pull it through all the bands, and create a slip knot. Here you'll be able to do the slip knot relatively tight up here. Just don't do it too tight to the point that it breaks, because then you have to redo it all over again. Then you could just take this off your loom. Make it on one loom, you wouldn't have to worry about relieving the tension because it's only going to be working on 3 bar pins, so there's no tension that you will interfere in creating this on one loom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just loom up this last one, but what you're going to do is you're actually going to take this band and pull it over that connector band. Leave this band here so that you can see that this is where it actually ends. It will disappear because here is where you're actually doing it. It will disappear once you take it off your loom and actually stretch it out a bit and make it look like a little ghost. And then you're just going to take your hook out of all of these. You're actually going to stretch this out first. Alright, so now what you're going to do is that you're going to see this middle slip knot here. You're going to take each of these slip knots and pull it through that middle. Just try to make it a little twisty so it does become like one big slip knot. So you could twist it a bit, just so it can actually become one. Alright, what you're going to do is you're going to find the front. This is the front of my ghost. So this is the back. Pretty self-explanatory, sorry about that. All you're gonna do is you're just going to find a couple loops to go through so you can hide this slip knot here. And then once it's hidden, once it's hidden, make sure it's actually fully hidden so when you stretch it, it doesn't pop off like it did. I think mine did, but you know, this is all about fun. We're all having fun here. At least I am. I don't know about you guys. I'm just talking to my camera in my room. Alright, so that's hidden. Stretch it out a bit. And you just made your ghost! Yay! Alright, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Yes, it is on 3 looms, but what you can do is you could get like a little party going with you and a couple friends. Everybody brings their loom, their rainbow loom, and you could just take it apart and create it another way. Just remember, stay tuned for my 1 loom ghost. It's not going to be out relatively fast because I have to make sure that I can actually make this on 1 loom without it being disformed. But I'm just really happy that you guys decided to watch this. These are really cute. I love these so much. Stay tuned because I am also in the process of making a Pac Man and the little fruits that Pac Man eats. It's not really going to be 3-dimensional. It's going to stay 2D, but I think it's going to look really cool. Also, follow me on all my social media. It will be on the screen right now. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.